This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so the first question which we have in my mind, that is, what is Maven, right? So I'll not complicate too much, but because Maven is a pretty very old build tool actually, so most of us have at least little bit of familiarity with it. So we'll get get into that. So Maven is a build tool. Actually, it's not a build tool only, but we all call it build tool. Okay, so Maven is a build tool. Now, next question is like, what is build tool basically? So if you look at this SDLC cycle, we compile the product. That is something which we say, but actually, you know what? We not only compile, but we create an environment also. Create environment, something like copying this file, third-party libraries, downloading the source code, setting some variables, keeping this file here, there, all this stuff we do that, and then we compile. Then also we do the unity testing. We perform the packaging also. So primarily these are the things, and much more than that. In fact, we can do through the build tool. Earlier, you know what? Using the build tool, we were doing a lot of things because we were writing all this stuff our own. At that time, that lots of other tools were not there. Let's say 10 years, 15 years before. But now, because of every problem, we have a new tools like deployment different tool, packaging different tool. So we are using many other tools also. So yeah, basically it's for the compiling the large source code base and the first creating environment and then compiling UT and packaging all these things you can use this tool build tool. Now this tool is basically developed in Java. So you understand that if it is developed in Java, then you have to install JRE or JDK for running this. This tool is from the organization basically called Apache. Apache is a open source organization foundation. So basically, it's open source and free also. You can do whatever you want if you want to customize it, and so now uh, the release which we are working with, I think it's three version, the one which I'm talking about, 3.x. Okay, so that's a version which we are working with it. We had a 1, 2, 3. Now we have a 3x. So yeah, this is the introduction of Maven. Some of the feature I would like to highlight. So everyone love Maven, and that's one of the most important feature that we have is it has inbuilt dependency management system. Dependency management system. That is something which is very powerful here. In Gradle, we don't have a dependency management system, but Maven has it. In fact, Gradle uses the Maven dependency management system. So it has a inbuilt dependency management system. So that is what we is one of the most important feature which we have. So yeah, this is a Maven. Now next question, which it will come in our mind, is like, what are the other tools we have? Other tools. So other tools we have many actually. If you have worked in the software engineering from last so many years, then you know that initially we were using Makefile actually. After Makefile, we were using Ant. After that, we have used an Ant also. I don't know how many have used it. And MS Build also earlier. Now also it's been used MS Build in Visual Studio. Then we got Maven, and then now we have a Gradle, right? So these are the popular tool which I can remember right now. but different programming languages, different tools, build tools, you'll get it, which you can use it. So these are the options. So out of which I will teach you these two options, Maven and Gradle. Next thing is uh, architecture of Maven. Okay, so how it works basically, how it works. That's a important thing. So Maven is designed in a certain ways actually. You need to understand. So Maven is a plugin based. When I say plugin based means anyone have idea what is a plugin based? What is a plugin based?
You add it to your ID for
Mhm.
build.
Anyone else would like to add something on top of it? So plugin based means say it's very simple actually. You see this concept everywhere nowadays. I don't remember a tool which I have used which nowadays which is not a plugin based. So plugin based software means the design of functionality is based on the plugins. Plugins means any feature you want, you install it. Any feature you don't want, uninstall it. Something like that. Plugin based. That's called plugin based. So whenever we design a software, most of the software nowadays is being designed on the plugin based. Plugin based means you want 5 features only, then 5 plugin you will install it. You want 500 features, you will install 500 plugins. Simple. So here Maven is also based on the plugins. So Maven has core plugin. Core plugin means this is the plugin which has been given by Maven itself. And then we have a community plugin. The community plugin which has been developed by uh, community, you and me and other people, those who needs it to customize and all. So it's like that. So here, so Maven is one software, and any functionality what you have in Maven is coming from the plugins. All features which you see is coming from the plugins. Two kinds of plugins: core plugin and community plugins. Okay, so understand that. So yeah, it's a plugin based, and so how it works. So this question is not a complete. I mean, I am not giving you a complete answer for it right now, but slowly, I will get into that. Now, next question I want you to know, and that is life cycle of software project. That is important. Okay, life cycle of software project. Now, I'll put it in a simple way. Life cycle of human. Tell me, what is the life cycle of human? Anyone?
You start from a kid, you are born, kid, raised until you die.
Yeah. So you are a kid right now, then you become a teen, then you become uh, what is this? You born basically started, and then uh, teen, young, and then middle age, correct, and then old, and then die. So I am somewhere here. Okay. So here, this is our human life cycle. Now, we are human, when we are following this life cycle, we have no control over this life cycle. Let's say I'm right now teen and I want to become a old immediately. Can I become old? No. I cannot do that. I have to become a teen, then young, then middle, then old, and then die. This is the life cycle I have to follow. I cannot override this flow because I'm a object, not I'm not a god, right? So this is the life cycle of human. But you know what? Because in software, you are the god. So first, let's discuss about the software life cycle. So software life cycle means typically what we do. We any software what we do, we I'll put it in a simple way. Let's say you build the project, then unit testing you do, then packaging you do, correct? Maybe you install and deploy all these things you do. These are the things you do that in the each projects, right? I'll just put it not to deploy, leave it. It can be multiple life cycle of the project of your software project may have a multiple phases. This is the one life cycle, right? Multiple phases. These are the phases. Born is phase, kid is phase, teen is phase, build is also phase, ut is phase, package is phase, deploy is phase. So now theory is very simple actually. Can you become old without being born, kid, teen, young, and middle? No. So can you deploy software without a building, without UT, and without package? No. So when you said, you think simple. When you call deploy, it will start from here, 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 and then here. When you say, hey, I want to only package the software, then it has to be here and here and then here. So when you call package, it all three happens. When you call UT, all these two things happen. We cannot override this rule. Same thing happens with us also. If I say I'm a teen right now and I want to become a young, uh, so I'll have to, or let's say I want to become a middle. Can it happen? No. Or suddenly you born and you say I want to become a young. Can it be possible? No. You have to become a kid and teen. This process phases you have to follow. Here you can't jump the process. Okay, and here in human we don't have a capability because we are an object. We don't have a capability to repeat that process. We don't know after die what happens. Okay, but we are the god of the software. This software which you are developing, remember, you're a creator, you're a builder for the software. So this flow you can repeat as many times. So I will do, when I say deploy, then build a UT package automatically will happen. And then again you want to deploy. So how many times you can deploy? 30 times in a day. That's what we do. How many times you can build? 30 times in a day, 50 times in a day. So this you can repeat as many times, but the fundamental rule even God cannot change. Means you cannot directly deploy without this. You cannot do that. You can repeat this process multiple times, but the fundamental rule will not be changed for the software. Are you understanding the life cycle, all of you, concept?
Yes.
Okay, so with that understanding, let's put it up this way. I would like to show you the life cycle of the Maven now. So here, life cycle of Maven project. So in Maven, if you want to manage the project using Maven, if you want to manage the software project, they have a life cycle. Now this life cycle I would like to show you. I should document that page is slowly losing the ranking in Google Edge. Okay, just give me 2 seconds. I want to show you that page. Why? Because that page is very good actually. So I don't want to show you another page, though that information you will have multiple places, but that page is good. This one. So this has lost the ranking actually. Yeah. So if you see that this page, I'm putting in the notes also. I'll share with you later. So this page, if you see that Maven has 3 life cycle basically. Yeah. So if you want to manage your software project uh, using Maven, then you have a 3 life cycle. So here I said no, Maven actually is not a build tool. We call, I meant to say Maven is not only a build tool, right? So actually it's a project management tool. But people, because earlier we used to use it for the project management, but nowadays we have so many tools for the different problem. We only started focusing on the build tool for Maven. That is the stuff. Earlier we were using for a hell lot of things. So okay, so if you want to manage a software project using Maven, so Maven is giving you 3 default lifecycle. This is the default lifecycle. That means any project which you use Maven, this is the default. There's one more lifecycle, clean lifecycle, and there's one more lifecycle, site lifecycle. Now, primarily we'll work on default and clean. Now, all this lifecycle is defined in this file under your Maven installations. Okay. So now the question is, okay, Maven has a 3 lifecycle. We have a only one lifecycle. Maven has a 3 lifecycle for managing the project. Now, which are the phases? Look at this here. These are the phases which we have. I think 23 or 24 phases we have. Okay. So I'll remind you few of these important ones. Compile phase, test phase, package phase, deploy phase. These all are important for time. These are the phases actually. Okay. So you have a life cycle, you have phases, and then clean, we have a pre-clean, clean, and post-clean. So here we have these are the phases. So if you want to manage, for example, if you want to manage any software project, so if you call this deploy, then you know what will happen. It will start from here, then followed by till here. If you say like I want to bring the project up to the test phase, okay, then it will start from here and here. So this override you cannot do that. Are you understanding all of my points?
Could you please repeat? I couldn't get it properly.
Same thing, which I were discussing, page. This you cannot override. Let's say if you do the deploy, all this thing will happen. You cannot override saying that suddenly you deploy directly. How can you deploy without a build UTN package? You need to have a package for deploying. For packaging, you need to do UT. For UT, you need to do the build like that. Same thing which we have here. Are you understanding?
So if I want to remove the last step, I cannot.
There's no process of removing. This is
Okay.
hard-coded phases. Yeah, what I'm
Okay.
trying to say, Maven says if you want to manage the project, these are the phases I'm giving to you. You can bring the project to the compile phase, test phase, verify phase, install phase, and deploy phase, any phase which you wanted. But this rule will be same. That means if you call compile, all this thing will happen. When you call the test, all this thing will happen. Make sense?
Yes. Okay. Thank you.
So this is the life cycle. So Maven has a 3 life cycle for managing a project. Now I must tell you one more important thing, okay, and that is very simple statement. Rather than me telling you all these jargons, I must show you also. So something like this. Let me show you. only one slide of it. Okay. Only one slide I want to show you. Look at it, all of you, and read this very carefully. So left side, these are the things which we do for software management, right? So from started to the end. And see the difference. So here, if you notice that from the project directory structure creation, build preparation, managing the dependency, compile, testing, packaging, versioning, deployment, and blah, blah, blah. In Maven, everything is automated, whereas in Ant, it was manual. Okay. Are you able to see that, all of you?
Yes.
So what does that mean? I'll put it in a simple way. Okay. So in Maven, Maven says, follow me and I will automate everything for you. Everything for you. What does that mean? So basically, Maven is a procedural scripting language. Procedural. Whereas Ant is a declarative. Okay. Now, what is the difference between procedural and declarative? So Maven, if you follow the strict process, the Maven set the strict process, and if you follow the process, it will automate everything for you. And whereas it's not a process, it's a declarative. That means you design the logic for building, packaging, deploying, and all stuff like that. So in one word, I'll put it in a simple way. Because Maven enforces the processes. So if you have worked with one Maven project, so basically you are never stuck with other Maven project, because it's a procedural, same process you see everywhere. That means same phases you have everywhere. These are the same phases you have everywhere. You know, any project you join, any Maven project you join, any project which is using Maven, you know what is the meaning of test, you know what is the meaning of compile, you know what is the meaning of install and deploy. There's a fixed meaning of it. This is called procedure. But Ant actually is a declarative. That means it's you decide how to compile, how to package, how to deploy, and all the logic you decide. Whole code you declare it in the XML file. So what happens? So let's say if you ask me to write an Ant script, I will write in my own way for automating the project, and you will also write in a different way. So this way implementation become a different. But here Maven, same implementation you follow across all the projects, different projects, and so on. Now the next thing is, what is Gradle then? So Gradle has a both capability. Gradle you can use as a procedural also, I'll show the demo, and you can also declare also your own way. You can customize your own way. Okay, are you understanding what I'm trying to say?
Yes.
Okay, so that means, if remember that here you don't need to write a scripting actually in Maven. Yes, why? Because if you follow Maven, if you understand the Maven, then Maven will automate everything for you. Okay, so now we understood that life cycle of the software project using Maven. This is the one which you must refer. So now let's do something different. So now we understand we have a phage. So some of the phage I would like to name it, which I'll take it from here, compile, and then test. These are the software phases, okay? And then package and install, okay? And then deploy. These are the phases. Primarily, you will work lifetime till you are using most of the popular. So now the question is, see, this is a life cycle of my project. Life cycle of my project. Okay. So now, and these are the phases which we have. So now the question is very simple. How can I go to the compile phase? Okay, I know that this is the phase, compile phase, test phase. How can I bring my project to the compile phase? Or how can I bring my project to the test phase? How can I bring my project to the package phase? How can I bring my project to the deploy phase, whereas everything will happen? How can I do that? So there is one mantra we have for bringing the projects. Okay, so here, see, if you want to travel from, let's say, teen to old, you cannot do that. It's a procedure. You have to wait for it, right? Correct. But here in Maven, there is a one mantra, and that we call it a goal. What do we call it? Goal. So now, if you want to bring your project to the compile phase, you have to call one goal, and that is Maven goal. Okay, what is a goal? So goal name is a compile itself. Understand that there are difference actually. There are difference between the compile phase and there are difference between compile goal. Phase is a stages for the software project. Goal is a way to reach that project phase. Are you understanding, all of you?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So here every time you just need to remember goal, but unfortunately pages and goal name is the same actually. For some reason they made it same, so you can easily remember rather than complicating, but conceptually it is a different. Okay, and deploy. So don't get confused with the goal and phases. It's not same, both are different. This is a phase of the software project. This is the way to go to that phase. Okay, so this is the goal. Now this goal is powered by, you know what, there's a plugin for each and every goal. I told you, here there's a plugin for each and everything in Maven. So there's a plugin for each and everything. Some plugin will be there. The name of the plugin will not match with the goal name, but you'll get to know while working with it. Okay. So now you understand the meaning of age and then goal, and then this goal is powered by plugin and some version of plugins. This is the plugin means nothing but a jar file. Okay, in Maven, it's all about the jar file. Okay, so all of you understood that?
Yes.
Okay, so now more or less many important thing which you understood. Now next thing is how to install Maven. First thing, how to install Maven. So it's very simple thing. First install Java and Java home, and second download extract and Maven home. This is the Maven home, set in the Maven home and bin, set in the path. That's all. So how to install Java and Java home? I am assuming all of you are comfortable, but if not, then you can download the Java from Oracle website also you can download. But if you want to make it like easier, try this guide. And from, if you're doing for the Windows, then I think here, this is how to set Java Home Windows, and download the packages from here. So go to this place, download. This OpenJDK I'm showing you, but if you want um, Oracle JDK, then Oracle website you can go. Okay, so this is the place where you will download this and set the Java Home. So I'll show you that how I have set the Java Home. I think you must be knowing about it. So this is my environment. See here Java Home. I'm using right now 11. So you know that all of my tools are installed in C tools, Java 11. This is JDK I'm using. It's Open JDK by the way. Okay, not Oracle JDK. So I have installed this. I have set the Java Home. That is first thing is done. Second thing, download, extract, and dot. So from where you download the Maven download. This Apache products will not be difficult. Here, see, download the starball or zip file. Don't download source file. It's a source code. This is a binary. Okay, download the binary. So from here, and after the downloading, extract it. You know that C drive again. Go back to C drive and tools, and here this is the, I think 4 months back I installed it. So 3.8.5. Extract it. Now this location, the one which is here, this location, okay, you need to set in the path environment value. This is the Maven home. Maven home is up to this locations, this one, and bin is the one. You set in the path environment variable. So let me show you. env path. Do you see Maven somewhere? I think it's here. Correct. So all of you understood that how to install Maven?
Yes.
Okay. After doing all this work, you have to validate whether Maven is installed or not. So first thing, you know what I will do. First thing, you will create a workspace. So go to the Rajesh all workspace and Maven. Empty directory. This is my workspace for today. I'm going to work. So you can verify Maven from anywhere for the sake of, but just I want people started jumping on the user home only. So MVN-version, that's the way to validate. And I'm just checking, just wait for a few seconds. And you see here, this is the Maven home, this is Java version, and blah blah blah. So now what to do? So let's say you don't know anything. You just type MVN and see what happens. There is an error. Of course, it's empty directory. So there is an error. What is that error? So let's understand this. I'm copying into this. Okay. So here, if you see that, he says I type Maven. Then it says no goals has been specified the build. What is a goal? Correct now? Are you understanding?
Yes.
You, after that, you must specify a valid lifecycle page or goal in the format. See, you can specify page also, goal also, but which format? This is the format. So plugin name and goal, or plugin group ID, plugin name, version and goal. So this is the large format. This is the also large format, I would say. Typically we call it just like command and goal, command and goal, command and goal. So plugin name I'm not specifying here, but here they're suggesting hey, specify the plugin name also. Now the question is why I'm not specifying the plugin name. The reason is very simple. The plugin which I'm using right now, goal, is a built-in goal. I mean core plugins actually. So when it comes to the core plugin, you don't have to specify it. But if it is external plugin for many plugins now, then you have to specify it. Are you comfortable with it? All of you?
Where do you not have to specify it?
If it is an external plugins, then if it's a core plugin, you don't have to specify. That means these all plugins, no, these all coming from the sub plugin, which is a core plugin actually.
Oh, okay, so you add externally extra plugins if you want
Yeah, if you
those.
need something like the Coco integration and all, you need additional plugins. So for that, you have to
Oh,
do that.
okay.
Now, whatever the phases which I discussed earlier, it's the same here you have. Okay. So now you understood about the goal, understood about the life cycle, you understood the phases, you understood the plugin and plugins version and all stuff like that. All of you are comfortable?
Yes.
Okay. So now next thing is what to do. So guys, start a project from the very first day. I'm teaching you from scratch. Very first day. So first day, what you do? Tell me. Very first day of the project, what you do?
You create the project.
Create a directory structure. Before coding, what you do? Create a directory structure. Look at this here, this slide. See, in this slide, Maven says, I will automate this task. Look at the line. See, name you cannot specify. Name they cannot automate because they cannot read your mind. But project directory structure, third point from the top, you can do that. Make sense, all of you?
Yes.
So now first thing, let's get started the project directory structure. Now the question is, how can I create a project directory structure? I said everything for that, there's a plugin. I repeat, for everything, there is a plugin. So now which plugin we'll use? So one of the plugin I'm going to use it right now, and that plugin is this plugin. So here if you see, just focus on this line only. So this is the command, this is the name of the plugin, and this is the goal name. This is the format which they were talking about here. So what this plugin will do and this goal, so this will create a standard directory structure which everyone has to follow. You cannot everyone follow the same directory structure for this project. So here if you see hyphen d means you are passing the variable on the command line. Hyphen d, hyphen capital D by the way. Here. Okay. So what is a group ID? See here. I'm breaking up each and everything. You'll understand this. Artifact ID. What is this? And this one probably you understand very fast. Interactive mode false means don't interact. I mean disable the prompt and also. So what is this group ID? What is artifact ID? What is that? So now you become a think as if you are a CTO of the company, okay? And then if you're a CTO of the company, let's say Microsoft, and you want to create a packaging standard for your organizations. So what you'll do? So here there is one module which is called Word. I'm just hypothesis I'm creating. Slide you have, PowerPoint, Excel you have, and some common module you have. So common module is required during the Word build also, and when you run the Word, then you require common module. For example, common module you can say bold, italic, you can find in the Word also, slide also, Excel also, right? So how do you create a packaging structure? So importing include, remember in Python I said include import concept. Do you remember, all of you?
Yes, Anish.
Yeah. So how do you create a structure in a certain way? So during the build time and during the run time, you can use each and every functionality. So what can be used in slides can be used, common can be used in Excel, slide, and what, something like that. So typically what you'll do, you'll write a packaging structure like this: com dot Microsoft dot Word, something like that, or com dot software dot like this. This is the packaging structure for the Word. This is the packaging structure for slides. This is the packaging structure for Excel, EXEL, and this is the packaging structure for com. Now, if you want to during the build time and during the runtime. So runtime you require a jar, right? Correct. So during the build time, what you will do? You will import. Okay, import what? Let's say I'm using word programming and I need something from the common. Import this. Correct now? We'll do this. Now, during the runtime, what you'll do? You will import, load the jar file first. Load jar file in the class path. Load jar file in class path, and then finally you'll do this one. Okay. So this is something which we do that. Are you understanding what I'm trying to say?
Yes.
So now the question was something different. Question was, what is a group ID and what is artifact ID? So in this case, this is your group ID, a naming convention which you apply to the group, and this is your artifact ID. So this is your group ID, this is your artifact ID. It can be different, depends on the organization and how you plan. Make sense, all of you?
Yes.
Okay, so here if you have, see, group ID. So here I have a com DevOps School software. What is artifact ID? Chat module, artifact chat. Okay, so now this is clear. Now next thing is, what is this archetype artifact ID? And here this is Maven archetype quick start. So this is something which decide your directory structure. So there in Java, there's a different kind of project we have. We have a Java project, Java core project, Spring Boot project. We have J2E project, Java mobile project. Different structures we have. So here in Maven, they have given few structure which you can opt for it. How can I see that? Let me show you. Here. So these are the archetype, the one plugin I'm using, and they have given you structure. What kind of project you want? See the table. Correct? All this table you have it. So which one I'm using right now? Quick start is a simple one. Where is that? Somewhere here. So here you have for G2E structure you want G2E structure. You want JSR structure. All this web project you want. A Spring Boot is not there. You have to load external plugin. Spring Boot is external plugin. It's not powered by archetype, it's powered by something else. Are you understanding, all of you?
Yes.
Yes, yes, yes.
So this is
Following.
also done. Interactive mode means, you know what, when you run this command, every input they will ask you and they will irritate you. So many inputs. See here, enter, give me this, give me that. So what we are doing, just passing few parameters like this and make it false out. So it will not irritate you, because there's so many options you can pass it in order to create a directory structure. Okay, so I just run it. It should prompt me some questions, and that I don't want it, so I made it interactive false. See here, they are little slow, but it will work. So see, I just type 2-3 times, I type enter. So few things they have taken. Now they're asking few questions. So these are the questions to create a directory structure. I'll just skip it. Okay, Control X. Come on, Control Z. It's asking, can I not kill? I killed it. Yes. Okay, so this is the mode. So now we understood this also, how to create a directory structure. Okay, so can I create a directory structure now? So let's go ahead and okay, I'll just copy paste. This is the whole command you have to run in one go, and running. I'm running the code. So here, if you see that this directory is empty right now, okay, I'm running the code. This will only create a very first day the directory structure will be created. You'll have to wait for a few seconds. Sit down. It was done very fast actually. You should read it. Don't rush. Actually, you guys are learning. Don't rush. Everything read it. Try to observe this and get into the directory. Let me show you that. See here, chat. So all the source code will go here. pom.xml, which I'll talk about in some time. All the product code should go here, and the test code should go here. Here we have a Java, com, DevOps school, software. This is the sample hello world program. Same thing you see here under the test, Java, com, this, hello. This is the one test program. Now, this is the skeleton which I was talking about, project directory structure. Third one. So everyone need to follow this directory structure only in order to work with. All of you understood?
Yes.
So now what to do? So because I have completed this first time, the project directory structure, I need to do the build preparation and stuff like that. So what we do in this case? Now, okay, let's go to this was messed up, right? pom.xml. What is the pom.xml? Let me complete this one also. This is probably last discussion. This is the pom.xml. What is the pom.xml? So first of all, pom.xml, what we call it? Project object model. So this is the model actually for what? So I said no initially. Actually, people are using as a build tool, but actually it's a project management tool. Lots of things you can do through the Maven itself. But because people don't want it, latest tool has come. So we are not doing it. So anything we want to do, you can keep it here. So this file is basically containing all the instruction for doing everything. I repeat, anything you want to do for that particular project. For example, this project which you have right now, SRC, okay, anything you want to do with the source code, compilation, packaging, deploying, installing, this, that, blah, 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 lots of things, you have to write a code here. So you said, you will say, Rajesh, you did not write a code. Actually, I did not write a code because this gave me sample code. Let me show you here. This is the XML file, and these lines you ignore it. First 4 lines, 3 lines. Okay, this is to for XML's model standards. Just ignore it. You don't need to know. Just copy paste blindly for that. Now here, while creating a structure, I created a project group ID, right? Chat. These 2 I given. Remember that, right?
Yes.
All of you. But you know what? Rest of the things, interactive mode, I made it off. So what they did, they added default value. So packaging I did not specify, but they added it. So then you'll ask Rajesh, what are the packaging options available? So in Maven, we have a jar, then we have a var, and then we have a EAR, and then pom. These are the 4 packaging options. Default in jar in Java. So they gave me the snapshot, version snapshot. So in Maven, there is a 2 types of version. One is a snapshot and one is a release. Now will ask me what is the difference between that. So if your product is still under development, not stable, then name it with a snapshot. For example, 1.0 hyphen snapshot. You have to add this. This is a case sensitive. You have to add it. Okay, or something like minor version. So 1.1.1, something like this. So this is a snapshot. Now, when you think that is release version, remove the snapshot, and people will come to know, okay, it's a release version. So here starting project, right? So they start with by default snapshot. Did you understand that, all of you?
Yes.
Now, this is a name of your module, and this is your www.devopsschool.com. This is the URL for your company. So now this part is clear, right? All of you? All of you?
Yes.
Now you see here, one thing you notice, anything you start in XML, you have to end it. See here, this one. Okay. So here packaging start, end, version start, end, name start, end, URL start, end, dependencies, end, dependency, end, group ID, end, artifact ID, end. So please remember this pattern. Okay. Now the question is, what is a dependencies column? So here siege means multiple dependencies. So right now there's only one, but you can put it up multiple also. Okay. So now the question is, what is a dependency? That means in order to compile your code, or in order to test your code, or in order to do anything, there is one library needed actually. So this is the JUnit library. How it works and all, I'll discuss later, because that will go away from the discussion. This part I'll discuss little bit later. Okay. So overall, you understand this pom.xml is XML file. We call it project object model, and which contains all spec for Maven of Maven. Okay. And packaging also you understood, and version. Now go back to the slide, and if you see that after the build directory structure is created, I'll jump directly from the compile. Okay, compile testing packaging. Okay, so now before compilation, you have to code for it, right? So let me do the coding a little bit of it. So Java, this is one file. I just acting like I'm coding. Basically, I'm copying, and this is my code actually for the software. So I coded. Okay, two files, right? In Java, you have to match the class name also. Remember, if you have done the coding, app1 and app2. These all are hello program, hello world program. So I match the class name also. My coding is completed. Now what to do? What to do? That is where I told you, you don't have to do anything. After the coding is completed, only remember these goals. So this project right now I have in front of me. Okay, I have in front of me what to do. This project coding is completed. I want to bring to the compile phase. How to do that? Goal mvn compile. See that? I did not write even one line of code. You saw that, and I'm able to compile. Why? Because the directory structure is fixed in Maven. That's called procedural. So I don't have to do anything. If you follow Maven, see here. For compilation, they are calling this plugin, the version of plugin and goal name. Okay, and there is a build failure. Okay, there is a build failure. So here you have a compile resources compilation error. So what is this? If you know the Java, probably you know that it's version issues. The archetype, the project which I created supported 8, but I have a Java 11. That is it. Build failure, compilation failure. So let's fix this. This is a let's fix this. If you put this variable in the pom.xml, it will fix that issues. I'm not explaining you too much, but I'm just giving you things. So here I'm saying, hey, this project I want to compile with 1.8 rather than 1.11. So though I am setting 1.11 Java, you can put back also without installing the old version of Java. So I'm doing it. Clear the screen, compile. And compilation success. You must check this where this, remember 3 files were there, and where
One
is
question
got
I have.
yeah.
So 1.8 you mentioned, is it something which is also installed in your machine already, or
No. I'm still
it's
using
supported?
1. I'm still using 1.11, but during the compilation, the compiler has been used 1.8. That means the archetype plugin, a compiler plugin is not supporting 1.11. So for that, port back to 1.8. If you want to read more about it, just go through this thread. They have a lots of explanations.
Okay.
So if you are knowing a little bit of Java, probably you'll understand this is a regular problem. In Maven, in Java, you can code back. In Python, you cannot do that. Python 2 and 3, those are different ones. You cannot do that.
Okay. That is why I was a little confused.
Yeah. Okay, so something I was talking. Yeah. So compile is done. You should read all this output. Okay. Here, if you see where is the class file, Java class file, here it is. So let me tell you in a simple way. Whenever you compile, test, package, blah, anything you do, this directory was not there. It will create this directory automatically. and everything they will store here only. Everything, target directory. So if you want to clean up, just clean this directory. Fully cleanup has happened. Source code and configuration. You have to compile one more time actually. See here. So compilation has happened, target has come. Where is the class file? This is the class file com debug school software. See this. Earlier I had 3 Java, 3 class file. 1000 Java, 1000 class. Simple. Are you understanding all of you?
Yes.
Yeah. So I did compilation. Now what to do? Compilation successful. Now what to do? So I decided, okay, let's do one thing. Let's bring the project to the test phase. But for the test phase, you should be having some test code, right? Do we have it? Let me check. So go to the source, test. You can have thousands of code here for the testing the software, but right now only one test cases is there. So can we go and call magic mantra, which is called MVN test, and I said everything will happen in the target directory. You should read the output while doing it. Don't rush. It's a learning process. You have to do that. So how many test cases I'm having? Only one right now. So see here. I told you, right? I call the test, and here you see that note. If you notice here very carefully, see this compilation. It got called out, but because there was no source code update, I did not modify the source code. So compilation says, hey, it's up to date. Don't need to compile. So it has happened. Okay. And then here test is being called, test compile is being called, test source is being called. Okay. So test has happened. You see how many test runs? Only one. Failure, errors, escape. Only one test cases was there. Where is the? See, this is the reports. This is the reports. And test code, where this? Test classes here. So these all are fixed directories actually. You are doing nothing. Now you say, hey, I want to clean my directory structure. What to do? So clear the screen. I want to clean my directory structure. What to do? So then you have to follow the clean lifecycle. Where is that? See here, this is the clean lifecycle. And here you have how many goals you have? Pre-clean, clean, post-clean. I will use the clean. For this is a phase. For that, goal also is a clean. So I'm using Maven clean. Enter. And you see that the target directory will be deleted. Manually also you can delete. That's not a problem. But see that. See. Are you understanding all of you?
Yes.
It's full clean. Now what to do? So yep, I want to bring the project into the packaging phase. That means compilation should happen, test should happen, packaging should happen. Can I do that? Ambient package. Ambient package. See here, compilation has happened somewhere here. Test is happening right now. Almost happened. And then here packaging happened, jar. Okay. And where is the packages? Here it is. Why these packages? Because the name of the pom.xml, it was version, name of the component, version, and type. Okay. Can we check this? Target. It's packaging. So this is the so simple now. This install and deploy I'm not talking about. I'll talk about in the next session because you'll get confused. Okay. So this is the, did you understand all of you?
Yes.
Okay. So guys, this is a Maven. If Maven says, if you know Maven, then we'll get to know about everything. Now, let me talk about these dependencies. So why these dependencies? So here I said, right, Maven is a dependencies management system. Where is that? Feature. Dependency management system. What does that mean? So what is happening? Understand that. It's very important topic. First thing, I have a code. Let me show you the code first. Go to the chat, source, test, Java, com, DevOps code, software. This is my code. I did not write. I got it as hello world program, hello test program. So this is a Java program. You are doing some sort of testing. It's okay. Leave it. Do you remember this one? In Python also I taught you. Sorry. So what does that mean? What does that
We
mean?
would need JUnit library.
Yes. So understand that in order to compile this program, you see that you need a JUnit jar file libraries. And inside the JUnit, there is a one folder and there is one class name which is called test. Inside the jar file, there is one folder and inside the class name test case and test suite. I need this jar file, JUnit jar file. Why? Because if you look at this here, they are creating one class file, but extending from the test case. That means there are some function they need it to perform. Correct? So now the question is, okay, fine. This dependency is there in the code. It can be in the source code of the product or test code also. Fine, that's not a problem. But how do we manage the dependency in Maven? That is a question. So I'll put it in a simple way. Okay. First thing, please understand that. Okay. First thing, Maven, let's say try to compile or test. In this case, test will happen or anything. Okay. Compile and test only you require the dependency most of the time. So when it compile, it look for the JUnit. But the question is JUnit where? So they will look for the JUnit in a class path. What is the class path? All of you? What is the class path?
That source and then com, would that be the one?
No. Class path means class path. Class. This is the class, no? This is the class. This is the class. This is the class. So this is a class path. So basically they will look for the class, this jar file, JUnit jar file, this whole path, this jar file, and this whole path, whole path in the class path. So how do I know which is the path of the Java? So go to the C drive, go to the tools, Java 11 I'm using. So they will try to look for all these things. This is the class path set. Okay, but the question is there's no JUnit file. It's a Java file. So basically, that's by default they will look for this location, but they will not find, not found, not found. So what they will do? They will look for this file in any other class path, external class path. Okay, external class. But we don't. I'm not set that. How to set the class path in Java? I'll show you this. Java set class path. Uh, in command line. Many ways to there. I just don't want to complicate. My topic is not that. See, This is the perfect. See, CP means what? Class path, and this is your class path. And to run this application, you need this class path. Are you understanding? This is a command line. This is external class path. Are you understanding?
So this is the path to the jar, or how is it?
No, this is Java class path. See, Java run this file. For running this jar file, you need some additional file which is you can find in this location. Got it?
So for running the Java, it will use demo the hyphen application file.
No. This is your application file. This is a running application. To run this application, some jar file you need which is located.
You are
And
declaring
how to set?
dependencies like this.
CP class path. It's a manual way to do that. In Maven we don't do like that, but I'm teaching you from this fundamental. Getting opens.
Is
So
it
this is a
possible
way.
to set up multiple paths like this?
Yes, multiple paths you can set. Okay. Now you say, Rajesh, don't want to set in the command line every time you run. Then you set in the environment variable. See that set is a docs command. So you're setting an environment variable class. Okay. So this is one way to do that. There's many ways to do that. Let's not get into that. So what I was trying to tell you. So I was discussing something else. Yeah, I was discussing the dependency management. So when you do Maven compile, then this jar JUnit file, they will look in the class path. But unfortunately, there is no class path. It's not found. So that is where Maven will come into the picture, and Maven will set the dependency jar file and class path in their own way. What they will do, they will see that it's very important. The moment you run any command, ambient command, then it will read the pom.xml. So did you specify the pom.xml that dependency? If the dependency is there, which is here, I have it, then what they will do, this dependency, please hear me out. This dependent library, they will read it. Group ID JUnit, artifact ID JUnit, this is the version, and this is loaded in the phase of the project, which is the test. It's not important, but this will be loaded. This jar file will be loaded only during the test. Okay. So here they will read the farm. Now they will look for jar files. Okay, I'll put it not jar file dependency standard word, but just for the dependency in where dot m2. Where is m2? Where is m2? So guys, m2 is here local repository for what? For all packages. Okay, Maven local Maven repository for all packages. Where is m2? So guys, you can customize this location, but not right now. This is the locations all the time. User home m2. Whenever you start using Maven, this locations you remember. User home m2 repository, and this is your location. Will you remember this?
Yes.
All which Linux, Windows, same behavior. Okay. So this will be in a .m2 repository. So here what I was trying to say, Maven read the pom.xml and try to look for the dependency in m2. Do we have in m2? Let me check. So the code is JUnit 3.8.1. Look for it here. So JUnit here, JUnit here 3.8.1. Yes, there. This jar file is there. So this jar file, you look at this here. This is the test code, and pom.xml you have it. And now you know what? That if found, set in the class path. Maven will do that. No need to worry about it. Maven will do that. So this looking into m2, and if found, set in the class path. Work is done. Understood, all of you so far?
Yes.
So in simple way, if you are using any code and third-party dependency, put it in this one. Now then you will ask me, Rajesh, okay, fine, understand. Maven will look for in this location, and if found this location whole things, then it will set in the class path automatically. The question is, from in M2, from where it is coming, correct? No? From where in M2, from where it is coming? Are you understanding?
Yes.
So that means, you know what? Let's say Maven will read the pom.xml, pom.xml and read the dependency. Then it look for the in M2, and if M2 is not found, then they will download from the central repository. Central repository. Now the question is, what is a central repository? What is, anyone have idea what is central repository? The central repository is repo.maven.apache.org. So this is the central repository. So very simple thing. First, Maven, if you have a project dependency, put it in a pom.xml. Maven will read the pom.xml. If you have specified, they will try to look for the jar file in .m2. If not found, Maven will download from the central repository and keep it in the M2 and then use it in the class path. Let me show you. So this is the whole directory I'm deleting. Okay, this whole directory in the M2 folder I'm deleting, and now I will run test. Clear the screen, ambient test, or package also you can run, no problem. See here, look at this downloading. Did you see that? All of you?
Yes.
So this is what happens. So let me show you
What do we
that
have
live
to
also.
do for adding another repository
Yeah,
for
one second.
downloading Maven?
This is, see, this is the JUnit. All the version they have it, 3.8.1 somewhere here. And you see here, JUnit 3.8.1. Look at the timestamp. Is did it modify? It's just now. It did it. Okay. So now you understood what is the dependency, meaning of dependency, correct? So again, I'm repeating. Please understand. If you have a code which is dependent on some external libraries, specify the dependency in this format. Okay, and let the Maven take care of it, everything, and that's called Maven is having inbuilt dependency management capability. Did you understand the importance of that line? All of you?
Yes.
Wonderful. So guys, this is the Maven. So now central repo. Now your question was, hey, I don't want to take the library from central repo because it's not there. Central repo will have only public source libraries, third-party libraries. So I want to have the library something like Excel, common, other one. How do I call that repository? So that topic which we have in the session which is called Artifactory, which I'll teach you tomorrow, I mean next session, that I'll talk about how to do that. Okay, Artifactory is the session for that one only. Okay, so all of you are understanding so far?
Yes.
So ultimately, what I said in Maven, you don't need to write a program, just need to remember how Maven works. And the moment you know how Maven works, then Maven compile, Maven build, Maven package, and all stuff like that you can do. Okay, so let me see if I missed anything. I don't think so. Yeah. So now next thing is how to work with pom.xml better, because pom.xml is your main file. So what are the other elements you have? What other elements? So here you have multiple elements which I am going to show you at a high level. Okay. And something like this. Just so look at this here. This is the pom.xml. So in this file you have a group ID which you know, artifact ID which you know, packaging which you know, version which you know. So those are the things which we call it, you know what? We call it, I forgot this. We call it meta, pom meta, something like that. It's okay. No need to remember that. No one is using that keyword also. So these are the entry. Now next entry you see is a modules. You see modules? Are you able to see that? Modules, sub modules of this project of blah blah blah. Are you able to see that?
Yes,
All of
sir.
you? What is a modules? So modules is nothing great actually. What happens? Right now, remember that I'm working with a one module actually, which is chat module. Okay. So chat module, let it get completed. This is chat module. But sometime you know what? You have 20, 30 modules. So what to do now in that case? What to do in this case? So what we do, I'll tell you, very simple thing. Let's say this one module, right? And there's I'm creating one more module which is called mail module. This is the mail module. Okay, look at this here, my screen. Mail module. Now theoretically you have to change pom.xml for the mail module because I copy paste. So this is the mail module. Where is mail? Here. Mail. Let it be same version and all. I don't care. Now you have a mail module. Target I will delete, and chat manually I'm deleting. That's you can delete through command also. Done. So now you have a two module. Like that, just imagine you have a 30, 40 modules actually. So are you going to do inside Maven compile, Maven compile inside each file? No, it's not good. So we create a one super module. So this is a sub module, this is a module, and here I will create one pom.xml here. And this pom.xml will have no, just a second, hold on. No dependency are not needed. Okay, no property are not needed. And this one will be master module or main module will be good actually. Call it main module. Okay, and here this is the main module. Now what I am, this is the pom.xml. Now this is packaging. It should not be jar, because if you're creating jar, I can create for mail, I can create for chat, I cannot create for everything jar. So this packaging I'll convert into pom. Okay, pom. And this version and all is not needed, let it be, I don't care right now. But I will call this modules. Look at this code again one more time. See here, modules, module, and directory name chat and mail inside that you can give. Okay, so I'm feeling little lazy always like this. So modules example, I'll just copy and paste. It'll be easy for me to do that. Here. Okay, so I just copy paste modules. The spacing and all is not required in XML, just closing and things you remember. Chat, and what was that next one? I forgot that. Chat and
Mail. Mail.
Mail actually. Mail, yeah, mail. So mail. That's all. So now this is my pom.xml, which is the main pom.xml packaging. Remember all the time pom. And now what I can do is command line and both the project I want to build. So Maven compile. Simple. Maven compile, and this time I am expecting chat and mail both should be compiled. Both should be packaged. Both should be what do you say? Uh, test. See here. Okay. Chat success, mail success, main success. After all, are you understanding the importance of module? All of you?
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
Raj.
So that's a next. You will see sometime modules. So don't get confused. Now, what is a parent? So parent, parent is something. I'll put it in some context. I'll remember that. See here, some information, something like some. Before parent, let me talk about the properties. Okay, that'll be easy for me. So properties. What is property? So property is something like I've used it property already. Property is something like here. So this is the property already. You know what? This property is a property which is for the compiler. This is a built-in properties. I did not. It's not custom property. Property is like variable. Okay, and this is the value, and this we pass for the compiler plugin. But here I will write my custom property. What is the property? Ramu Kaka. That's bad property. I'm just writing with the intention. And this is JUnit. The value. Close the Ramu Kaka. Done. So this is one property. What is the value? JUnit. Now what to do? This property I can replace with dollar. I think curly braces. I need to recall this. And done. Did you understand that property means what? All of you?
Yes.
Okay.
What would be
Let
the
me.
benefit of it? Like declaring
Uh,
properties?
Always when we declare the property, there's only one benefit, most important benefit in any programming language, minimizing the hard coding, right? So right now you have hardly one page, but in real time we'll have a 5, 6, 10 pages. So declare at the top of it every places, it will take care of it. Make sense? So now look at this here just a second. Built-in property, I have used it. The custom property also you can do that. So see, this is the properties. Here I declare the one property Hibernate version 3.3. And look at the dependency section version Hibernate dollar curly braces and blah blah blah. That's all. So this is the two property you can use it. Now if you say Rajesh, how do I know the built-in property? Just Google it. For each plugin there is a certain built-in plugins, built-in properties are there, and your property you can decide. Simple. So this is the something which is property. Now the coming back to the last question, what is a parent sections? You just saw that, right? Let me show you here. Look at this parent section. What is a parent? So sometimes what happens, you want to declare certain properties for all the modules, this module and all. So this property, something like copyright statement, some name of the website, company name, something like that, some common thing, or some common plugin also. You want to load it for everything. So you want that to be loaded here as here whenever it's getting called. So you control, instead of calling every places, you put it one place, all specific. You create one pom.xml and create all the property, all the plugins, everything you put it on over there, and then call through this parent element. Okay, so everything whatever you are in the parent will be called in the subsequent job. So for example, see here, let me see that if I have some parent. See here. So now what they are doing, in order to compile the core module, service module, web app module, they are calling this is the pom.xml. Okay, this is a parent properties. So here artifact ID means this is one folder, group ID one folder, and this is a version. Some file will be there inside that. Okay, some pom.xml will be there. Okay, so inside that everything will be whatever you have here will be loaded actually. That's all. So parent property, just to minimize the hard coding and also multiple places. It's for the good for the large organizations. Now modules, you know that, property, you know that also. Yeah, dependency, you know that already. Some of the built-in properties and also like that. Yeah. So yeah, these are the things you will see in any pom.xml and get going. So guys, all of you understood this? Maven?
Yes. If you want to compile a certain module, is that also possible using Maven?
Certain module? Yes, that is possible. But I'm not able to recall that how. So I'll just Google it. So profile, I remember that -p you can call it, but more just a second, hold on. So Maven call specific module.
Rajesh, I just want to ask, as a DevOps
What?
engineer, is this our responsibility to edit this code, or is the developer responsibility?
Yeah. One thing, just a second, sorry, let me come back. So here, when you say compile module, you can call this pom.xml directly. That's one way. Okay, directly. But if you want to do it from here, then let me see that if there is a way to do that. And I think is there. Yeah. So here, if you see, there is a way to do that. And here, install. I mean, it's okay. It's a goal. One of the goal. Project P1 and also make. So project P1B, and I think this one I have not tried actually, so you need to try this one. Okay, else hard way, you go inside the directory and call this. Make sense?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So now the coming back to this next question, what is the responsibility for DevOps engineer in Maven? So see, every organization has a different expectations and different structures and responsibilities. You never know what you'll be doing as a DevOps engineer in organization, to be honest. Maybe we are learning so many tools and so many things we are learning, but we never know which projects we'll have or what. If in case you will come to Maven work, most of the time I see you will have a work in terms of build is failing because of some reason. Look at the logs, and if the logs give you some suggestion related to Maven, for example, dependencies matching, library is missing, some property is not defined, or something like that, you have to fix it and then move on along with it. So this is what I see. But yeah, you may be writing the new pom.xml or you know, most of the time I have seen the dependency management, because creating and calling is not a big deal. Every developers do that. Most of the time, dependency management you have to fix it, this area, and then correct the build and then move on. Okay. So yeah, but you should know everything. That's important, so you can be confident on it. Any other questions? Okay,
As
so yeah.
as a build and a release engineer, what's the role? I'm just trying to ask. I'm just curious.
For the build and release engineer, of course, you have to do this one. So you have to manage all the pom.xml, maven setting.xml, build server, CI server. You have to, of course, manage. This is your work, primary work, as a build and release engineer. But as a DevOps, it may be anything else also. Okay, any other questions, guys? Okay, so now let's have a break. After this break, I'm going to teach you Gradle. Gradle is also not that
One
difficult to learn.
small question I have. Can you please repeat the artifact ID, the purpose of artifact ID?
Artifact ID is equal to module name or component name of your software. So let's say you have one product which have a 30 component, 30 module
Okay.
or 30 microservices. One microservices or one module or one component you can call in Maven as an artifact ID.
Okay.
In simplified way, one jar file probably you can call one each jar.
Okay.
Okay, guys, then let's have a break for 15 minutes, 1 5, and then we'll come back after the break and teach you. I'll teach you Gradle. See you. Bye.